This is my magnificent machine, my time machine. It will give us insight into the past, the events that occurred on the Mississippi River that fateful summer, so that we may be able to have a better future for everyone. Are you ready, Cornelius? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. We need more gigawatts. Cornelius, we've made it. It's time to interview Huckleberry Finn and others. For our book report, we read The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It was written in 1885 by Mark Twain. It's a book about slavery and human rights. The main characters are Huck, a young, uneducated boy; Jim, a runaway slave; the Duke and the Dauphin, 2 con artists; Tom Sawyer, a scoundrel always looking for adventure; and best friend of Huckleberry Finn.
Can you give me your name and a description of your appearance?
I claim to be Louis XVII, the King of France. I am about 70 years old. I have a bald head and gray whiskers. I wear an old battered-up slouch hat, greasy blue woolen shirt, and ragged old blue jeans, and a long-tailed blue jeans coat with thick brass buttons.
Where do you live? Do you have any family?
Not anymore. I don't have a home because I am a thief and I am always moving around. I used to work alone until I met the Duke, Jim, and Huck.
What do you believe in?
I sure don't believe in God, but I do believe in cold, hard cash.
What influences your actions? What type of cons do you like to do? Is there any type of cons that you wouldn't try? Why?
Well, I would never go near a sheriff because if you try to con a sheriff I would never go near a sheriff because if you try to con a sheriff and he finds out, you're dead. One of my favorite cons is putting on shows. Even though I got run out of town,
Howdy everyone, I am the son of the eldest son of the Duke of Bridgewater. After my father's and my grandfather's death, my uncle took the title, but I am still the rightful Duke. Nah, that's just a lie. I am just a poor man living in poverty for like 39 years, and can you see? I am wearing rags. I and the old man had got the boy and the nigger to serve us like teams, and that was quite enjoyable. But having Jim traveling with us is quite trouble because he's probably a runaway nigger whom the white people in the society condemn the most. So we had to move on the raft at night and hide during the day. But that really slowed it down and I can work. So as a smart person, I figured out a way. One night, I, the old man, and Huck went to a town. I went straight to the print office and left the other two to explore the place. While they were gone, I started to print off the horse bills and got $4. Then I acquired some more by persuading people to buy newspapers in advance with low prices. But I also, no, not but and also. So for the second day, I made the play available only to men. Women and children were not permitted, which implied that there would be inappropriate things, and men like it. Hug the white boy and trim the nigger, and feast John Grimace, and think that I just said a bad word, but it's not in this period of time.
Alright, so what is your name and a small description about yourself?
Well, my name is Jim, and I'm a black man, also a runaway slave. I was once owned by Miss Watson as a household slave. Haha, but the funny story is, I did run away from Miss Watson. But once I ran away, I found that I was already freed from her. So it really wasn't no work to do.
Can you tell me about your family?
Well, my family right now, I'm trying to go to Illinois and Ohio, which is a free state, so I can free my family. I do believe Miss Watson's somewhat of my family, because she did take care of me even though I had to work for her. I also believe that Huck and Tom are my brothers. They always tell me nice things like how smart and fun I am. And I do believe I'm the adult in the group, but they always trying to take charge of me.
Do you ever go on adventures with Tom and Huck?
Well, I do sometimes, but I don't do any of the big stuff. They always have me doing the ridiculous and things that they don't want to do. So I'm always there to do them. That's why they take me.
Okay. Have anything else you want to say?
Well, I do want to say that I sure do love Tom and Huck and their very crazy adventures that they take me on. And oh yeah, one day I do believe that I'll be very rich because of my hairy chest.
So, would you mind telling me your name just for the record and some physical descriptions of yourself for our vision-impaired audience?
Well, ma'am, I'm Tom Sawyer. I'm a young boy around the age of my best friend, Huckleberry Finn. I'd say about 12, but who knows for sure. I just look like a plain boy, I suppose, but I like to think I'm a criminal or a robber or someone special like I see from my books. Today I'm just wearing some breeches and a cap. And I barely ever wear shoes. They're just so restricted. The right way to go about life is without shoes. Although that darn brush we always playing can cut up your feet. But they get used to it. They get tough.
Great. Can you tell me about your family and where you are from?
Oh, yeah. I have an Aunt Polly and an Aunt Sally. Aunt Sally lives in Pikesville. And Aunt Polly lives in Missouri. I was born near the Mississippi River, and I grew up with my best friend Huckleberry Finn having adventures. The ruralness of the place we grew up made for some fun times. I remember there was one time when Huck and I and our friends were pretending to be robbers, and we had a secret hideout under the bush. People must have no fun at all. Our families are different, though. Huckleberry's dad is not ever home, and he doesn't have much money. I do have plenty of money, so I can just have adventures all day long.
Would you like to tell me of one of those adventures?
Oh, sure, ma'am. The best adventure ever was when I was going to visit my Aunt Sally down in Pikesville, but when I got there, I found out Huck had already taken my place. He was pretending to be me, can you believe it? I told myself this could shape up to be a real adventure, so I pretended I was Sid. The readiness for adventure continued when I found out that Huck's friend Jim, who was a runaway slave, was locked up by my Uncle Silas, Aunt Sally's husband.